morning, and we are coming to you from Picasso Restaurants at the Hub. And the reason that we're here is for the second installation for Brunch with Adelle. Today, we challenged men to join us in the conversation to talk about how they see it happen, do they call it out, and also be part of how do we get rid of it at the end of the day.
A lot of the guys who fight feminism don't really understand what feminism is.
And whenever I talk about it, I'm just like, it's not a feminist agenda.
You know what I do nowadays? I just go on Insta story.
Yeah.
They haven't gone out of their way to find out for themselves. So all I know about feminism is what this guy, this hyper-masculine guy, tells me.
Yeah.
So if this guy tells me you should be for feminism, and that's it. That's this guy. Like this guy, I look up to is hyper-masculine. Because I used to be the hyper-masculine guy, and I've noticed over the years as I've changed the way I think and I changed the way I speak. The guys who used to know me when I was a douche are very disappointed in what I am now because they feel like, hey, you guys, like. You've been feminized. I get a lot of that. You've been feminized, man. You are listening to women.
The issue we have now the issue. That's the one.
Umama is actually Umama.
In Africa, we have that problem of toxic masculinity, where even this conversation would be considered very soft for men who watch this. Where would these guys have this conversation?
When you are young, Toy, when you hurt yourself and then you tell a boy, "Oh, fight kulia." Your leg is broken in 3 different places. You're being told, be a man.
Dudes need to respect women. We need to give women the respect that they deserve.
And the safe spaces to be themselves.
Yes, because women are amazing and astonishing creatures. These are guys who bleed once a month or twice. Listen, let me finish.
You started so well.
Hold on.
So well.
Yeah? These are guys who give birth. These are guys who carry life for 9 months. There's like the office. I see the pregnant ladies who come to work.
Yeah.
At the show, the lady performed.
Yes, exactly. I told her about it. Some rapper
she's pregnant, and it's spectacular.
Yeah.
And if you cannot see that, love that, and just respect it, there's a very big problem with you. And then secondly, we need just to be all equal.
Dudes are playing FIFA and they're enjoying themselves.
You're being
Do
assholes.
we ever have those conversations?
Yeah, do you
being
guys
assholes?
And you guys, like, how do you talk to a Chile? How do you tell a Chile, I like you, I want to do something with you?
Yeah.
We never have those conversations.
Yeah.
There's this belief of it's a man's right to get
Laid.
Let me put it out, it's a man's right to get the vagina.
Kuchangisha body count.
Exactly.
So I don't understand when men say we didn't know what to do, or they just go about their business.
Well, the thing is this, Adele. I think being on the fence or the sidelines in any situation that is wrong or right is not a style.
Yeah.
You cannot be that person. You cannot be that guy who just goes about life like
Yeah.
I think one of the things that makes people go on the sidelines is most of these people are people who are considered, most of them are considered above you in terms of it could be your boss.
How is that they above you?
Let me just finish. Let me finish. Let me in the context of where Adelle. You see, also the thing you need to remember is you are in the streets. You need to remember that you are in the streets. I'm not saying don't say anything. I'm not saying keep quiet. But sometimes you'll confront that dere. You'll get to the next stop. He'll call his conductors and the other deres, they'll beat you up. There is also that context that, it's not right to be on the sidelines. Clearly, say it, speak it. But then you also need to consider the guy in that position in that moment.
Ideally, for me, values are very important. And even if you talk about national values, when we really talk about what values do we as Kenyans, what values do we as Africans subscribe to, we need to start having those conversations with our children. Those conversations are very important because what we feed our children when we're in there, and also let's also be very honest about ourselves. The conversations we have as men in the bar, the conversations that our fathers have with us about our own mothers, about our own aunties, until we start to change that conversation, this will always be a struggle of, oh, you guys, did you hear Nani? This MP, apparently he raped her.
Men like each other. And sometimes we don't lie, we just try and just banter. Banter.
Yeah.
So when you're there doing banter with your boys, just always remember there's reality and there's banter.
There's things that we let
Yeah,
slide,
we let things
and then
slide.
we look at the rape statistics and we're like, oh my god,
Or how are we
how
shocked?
did this happen?
We're so shocked.
So, in terms of our settings and the things that we go through, I know for dudes, there's different things that we see men saying online and even in clubs and whatever, and those perceptions that seem to be true amongst men.
Yeah.
And some of them are the reason why women are like, honey, why do men hate us this much? Like, what have we
Don't
done?
say why men hate us so. Just say the truth. That's one of the reasons why
Men are trash.
you log in on anytime online. You're like, hey, you are randomly. And then you just see men are trash.
Yeah.
It appears like the frequency is once every 30 minutes. You see
But
a
you
man
have to
trash.
understand where we're coming from. So, like, one that I know and I have a huge problem with is this whole notion of if you buy a chick drinks, then you're entitled
To going home.
Yeah, she's entitled to give you some,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't know if you,
But
in
also,
your
not chicks
circle
need
of
to learn,
friends,
Like when you're growing up, you're told by your parents, don't talk to strangers, don't take shit from people you don't know.
Yeah.
If you go around just drinking people that will, trust me, shit's going down. And it's sad.
but then we
Because you
should
don't even know
then
the person.
change
You don't know
the
what's a
man.
person. What's a person's agenda? By the time a guy is sending a drink, if I met you in the club, I buy you a drink. You know I'm buying a drink because I'm rich.
He just had to throw it in
Admit
somewhere.
that.
He just had to slip it in.
With the shilingi za YouTube. Akikununulia drink.
Yeah.
You know, I get my point.
But I get
As in,
your
you can't
point.
be that chick who lives the house.
See, I get your point,
And
but,
go drink
but
with
that's
people
saying,
that-
but you see, I get your point. But that's like, you know how Trump said at the racist rally, there were violent people on both sides. I think that's also false. I get what you're saying. Chiles need to take care of themselves, and that's something that we should let Chiles handle, because now they're looking out for each other.
Yes.
I think there's a Telegram group where Chiles are warning each other and stuff like that. They're always looking out for each other. I think now it's time for guys
To call out.
to call out other guys. I think where we've reached, it's a point where, and the thing about this rape culture is, it's almost as if when it comes to dudes, you have to lose money or lose a job before you realize it's wrong. And that's the only time you start talking about it.
And that's why, like,
Yeah.
and I have to say, that's why, like, chicks will advocate, no matter how harshly it looks, for you to lose the job
Yeah,
of money, because
to be fired.
what we've been conditioned to think is that you only get it
When you
that
lose it.
happens.
When shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
And so unless we do that, then
And you see, and I think I brought that. There's been a lot of rape culture talk on the timeline, and I've been telling guys, you see, as dudes, if you see your boy doing something wrong, and you know your boy's going to get in trouble because of it, as a guy, how do you just sit back and let this buddy of yours you've been drinking with, you've been chilling with, just mwaga his unga, because you don't have enough guts to tell them, by the way, you guys, whatever you're doing, it's not right. And you see, and then it also now pulls you back and you start thinking of, okay, so why do we as men have to get to a point where you've lost your job or you've lost something for you to realize that rape culture is wrong? Why don't
we have had, I think, one of the best conversations ever this morning at Picasso, the second installation of Brunch with Adelle. And not only did we have great conversation and great food, but we finally got men to the table to speak about ending rape culture.
We need to keep each other accountable and and just have conversations about how men treat women and how we treat each other when we're actually in the right or in the wrong.
The only way you can change people is through a community.
When you're talking about victims, there's guys and chicks involved, but the guy victims will always be silent, and the perpetrators will always try to silence everyone else.
My takeout from today was guys need to learn how to talk.
Having this conversation and continuing this conversation is the only way we'll understand and we'll be able to move forward.
And we need to make sure that given the next 5 or 10 years, it's a thing of the past.